wait for people to get in.
Sure.
But yeah, so food's here, and I'm super excited about that. For dinner tonight, literally all I had was goldfish and some macaroni salad, and I didn't even finish the thing. Originally, I was gonna get a 4 pound thing of macaroni salad because I was like, yeah,
Oh my
4 pounds, that
god.
seems about right. And the thing that I ended up actually getting was 2 pounds because they didn't have the 4 pounds at the place where I was ordering. I was like, okay, whatever. That's a lot. I'm starting to like develop a perspective, and I was like, yeah, that's a lot. Like even eating a pound was a lot. um, but yeah, did you see? It's in Obo stream, but did you see the picture of the koi fish that I posted?
Yeah, it was real cool.
Dude, guess what?
What?
That's a fucking language.
Yo.
I'm gonna have to turn
Hey,
you up. Why are you so
one.
quiet? Are you just talking quietly?
No, you're also super quiet on my end.
People keep
I turned
telling
you
me.
up a
People
lot.
keep telling me that, but I don't know how to not. I don't know. I don't know how to fix this.
You'll have to. I don't know if Carrie saw it, but you'll have to tell her about it because she'd fucking love that.
Loved what?
The language
Oh, dude,
thing.
if she gets in here, I will happily like take a break for a moment and explain at least how I understand the language to work because I don't know the specifics, but the dude who invented this conlang, he calls it a koi lang. Haha.
Nice.
Um he's done like full ass murals which are like ballads or like poetic like sonnets about like things, and I'm like,
Jesus.
dude, I am in love because not only is it functional, and he invented a shorthand which you can see at the bottom of the image so you can write it like normal. Not only did he do that, he also like he said he wanted to make something that would look really pretty if you could draw it, and I was like, dude, fuck yeah.
That's so cool.
um so yeah, I don't know. I've been on a Conlang world building kick for the past like 2 days, so the reason why I got to the stream a wee bit late, not even not even a wee bit late, but usually I'm here like 10 minutes early. Excuse me. Was because I was watching an 8-part introductory video on how to make a Conlang. And the thing is that it's actually not that hard. There's only about like 8 steps to inventing a new language, and it requires just like a lot of like it's a lot of tedium of like you make a thing, you make a new rule, now you have to change that original thing so it makes sense with your new rule, right? It's a lot of that over and over.
Mm.
However, there's so much like linguistic history and terms and like, oh, like you don't necessarily want to have this sound right next to this sound because humans just don't want to do that because like your voice and stuff like that. And then at the very end of
Jeez.
the video, he speaks really briefly in the because over the course of the 8 videos he's inventing a new language, and I'm like, dude,
Mm.
that's fucking awesome. And so he says like, thanks for watching, and then like on his outro, and he's like, yeah, and another thing to keep in mind is that if you're creating a language for something that is literally physiologically different than a human, you're gonna want to use this chart to figure out what they can and cannot or will not do. And it was like
Oh my
and it
god.
was like an eighth dimensional grid of like, what can they do easily? What can they do differently? What would have like meaning and what wouldn't have meaning? And I'm like, oh my god, my brain.
My brain. Um, yeah, in a group project that Carrie had to do, I think last year, 2 years ago, um, they had to make their own language and stuff.
That's fucking nuts.
Like it was a group project where they were given like it was a drawn out fake map, and they were like, your civilization lives here. You have to create an entire society
Oh
based
my
around
god,
location and
I
all
would
that.
fucking nut if I had that assignment. Are you
You,
fucking kidding? That's amazing.
you'll
Does she
have to
still
ask
have
her
the
about it.
do you know if she still has it?
I have no clue. You'll have to ask her
Oh
about
my
it. She says she'll be here in a bit.
Okay, that's fine.
Um,
Saba
but yeah, they
says
have to
that
create their language. Well,
she might not make it to the stream tonight.
oh,
She has
okay.
people over presently.
Rutro.
Yeah, it's okay. Dude, I don't know. Like conlangs are just cool. You know what I mean? Cuz it's just like You get to do shit, dude.
Get to make your own stuff.
You get to make your own stuff, and it's like, dude, that's like pretty cool. Um, apparently, conlang like the koi lang that the guy invented, because he's invented like 3 languages that have gotten like a little bit of popularity, and all 3 of them are very visual in terms of like how
Hmm.
you're supposed to quote unquote write them, and
That's
apparently,
cool though.
that would never happen naturally. So
Aww.
despite the fact that the images are fucking beautiful, he has the koi lang. He has another one where it's like a star map, and then you write words by connecting stars, so everything fits into like a circle. But you can have like entire like novels in this one circle.
Like fucking Doctor Who Gallifreyan, how it's like constellations and shit.
Oh, is that a thing?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I don't know the how the language works, but I'm pretty sure it's like constellations and shit is how their language is.
So yes, it would be something very similar to that. And then the third one was it was like based on like a map or something like that. It was the map of like the region where the tribe existed, and then depending on where you put one of 4 symbols on the map, you could put multiple, but there were 4 symbols. It was like a dot. It was like a closed dot, an open dot, a line, or a star or something like that. And then depending on where you put it on the map in certain like clusters, it could make different meanings. And it's like, dude, that's like fucking real cool, but apparently would never fucking happen in a million years. And I'm like, oh,
But it'd be so cool.
be fucking cool as fuck. But I mean, could you? So like, obviously, like for this koi lang, he has like a shorthand that it looks like Saba and I were saying it. It looks like Arabic, so I super believe that it would exist. But like, could you
Hmm.
imagine writing this language out with the fucking koi fish and the ripples?
Uh,
I would just never write again. It would take way too
but
long.
it's so cool.
It's so cool though. So, I believe, yeah, I believe my entirety of the thing I'm about to talk about was in between the last stream and now, and I don't think you and I have really like hung out for me to tell you. But
Hmm.
have you watched Kipo,
Keep on.
The Age of the Wonder Beasts?
Yeah,
You're
that.
thinking of
It
Kubo
was.
and the Two Strings.
Yeah, I was about to say Kubo and Two Strings, but no, I know Kipo with DreamWorks. No, I haven't. Is it good?
It's made by the same people that did Shira.
Yes.
You can tell by the fact that the main character has is the same voice actress that does Glimmer, and it's super fucking obvious because literally the first word out of her mouth has her lisp on it.
Oh
And
my
I'm
god.
like, and it was just really funny because I'm like, I'm watching like episode 1 like at 2
Glimmer?
a.m. or whatever in bed. No, and I had to pause it because I was cracking up, and I was like, dude, Glimmer, what are you doing? Get out of
Get out of
here.
there.
Um,
Go back. You need to be queen.
but to say you need to be queen. Um, the show is not super fantastic. It definitely like they really knocked it out of the park, I guess, is what I'm trying to say with Shira.
Hmm.
And so Kipo is a lot more generic, I guess, but it still has a lot of really cool stuff that I'm super into. Um, Lawrence came over like multiple times for Outer Wilds, as you know. And the
Hmm.
oh, you know what I should do real quick? I
What?
should fucking turn that off. And then, yeah, dude. Since we're just sitting here talking, welcome to the Edge Wide podcast.
Wait, okay, now I need to see. Is
What?
it
You
just
haven't
a
seen
pic?
this?
Is it just a picture of Edge Wide?
No, just go to the stream. Welcome to the Edge Wide podcast.
Edge Wide podcast. I
The
love
Edge
that.
Wide podcast like feature the only so like based on your like layering on OBS determines like whether or not things will be on top of each other. The only thing that
Right.
is on top of the Edgewide podcast is the overlay for like security purposes. So
Mm-hmm.
if we're playing anything, I can pop up the Edgewide podcast and we could just talk.
Edge wide time.
Edgewide.
Um,
What was I
yeah.
saying? But yeah,
Sequel's
so
alright.
if I guess in a less verbose way, it definitely scratches that itch that Shira left behind. So
That's
so
nice.
I highly recommend it if you and Carrie are looking for something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, season 1 is good, but it definitely has some issues. I was describing it to Lawrence where season 1, it's a lot of like expositional world building because the world that they're building is very weird and definitely it comes out a little bit holds up spork. You know what I mean?
So they have to rationalize the bizarreness of it.
No, they well that's the thing, they don't. In season 1, it's more of just like, oh, like for example, the first like antagonistic group that you encounter in the show is a group of mutated frogs called the mob frogs, and they're literally frogs that talk with an Italian accent and wear suits and then drive Lincoln Continentals around the city.
Is this the root campaign?
Yeah, true. Um, man, that'll never come
I
back.
know. Lawrence and I were talking about it earlier.
No. Um, and so like that, and like that to me is a little bit holds up spork for me because it's like,
Yeah.
lol, it's a frog that's a mob, haha.
Who?
And they have like other stuff that's very similar to that I won't spoil. But in season 2, since the world, or towards the end of season 1 and definitely in season 2, since the world has more or less been established enough, they're able to actually start playing with the world in a really interesting way. Like for example, I won't explain how it like gets incorporated into the story at all, but there's a group of people who you encounter relatively early on that don't seem that dangerous, but they have this stuff called they have nectar bombs, and normally nectar bombs are just like it's just whatever you just throw it. It's like a small explosion. However, the amount of nectar that explodes at one time causes the explosion to increase exponentially. And so they play with that later, where like a character in season 2, instead of having the normal like tiny tincture that they normally have, they have a fucking like jar full of the nectar, and they're like back the fuck up. And you as a viewer are like, oh dude, that's fucked up. Like that would blow up the whole city. Are you kidding? You know? Um, but yeah, it's pretty good, and I highly recommend it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Um,
check it out later.
and I feel and like the thing is that I feel it. It feels bad, but also a very familiar in terms of excuse me, um, in terms of like when Shira was coming out and we'd hit the end of a season and I'd have that longing, like please, I just want the next season to come out already. I feel it.
Mhm.
I feel it. I feel that where it's like, dude, I know that this story is like a little bit less good than Shira, and like the characters are a little bit less likable, but I want the next season, and I'm looking forward to something, which is a fucking wonder. um,
Um,
yeah.
Changing the topic a little bit, there was something that I wanted to bring up, and you've probably already seen it before. But I wanted to talk about it like Sunday, but we never got the chance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But did you see the person who recreated Yandere Simulator
Yes, he did it in he what was it? It was like
in
2 days.
2 weeks?
Two
No,
weeks.
two
There you
weeks.
go. 2 weeks, and it's just like I don't
And
know,
not only did he
like the,
recreate it, but he made it better.
yeah, he like made he like optimized everything that was already there, and then there was like stuff
Hmm.
where it was like he made like some stylistic changes, like he had an artist friend or whatever, and he was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was really off put by the size of this character's head, so we changed the model a little bit, and then they show like the new model, and she's like 1,000 times better, and I'm like, oh my god, and the thing is that I'm like, what does this mean for Yandere Simulator? Because Yandere Simulator was a Kickstarter game, if you remember.
Yes.
So,
Like 10 years ago.
well, it's what? It's been 6 years, right? I think.
Yeah.
And
It's been long.
it's, to be fair, it's definitely a good idea for a game. That is so goddamn marketable. Uh, Even now, like normally stuff like that, like normally something called Yandere Simulator, because that was back during like the eve of the simulator genre, right? Like Goat Simulator
Hmm.
and Cooking Simulator and stuff like that. But it's like, I don't know, if Yandere Simulator actually came out today, it would sell like fucking nonsense. Are you kidding? And the
And
idea
we've
that the
we've
guy,
talked about his code, right?
what?
We've talked about his code, right?
Uh,
Yandere devs.
no, I don't think so.
Oh, how it's like just like pages and pages of if-else statements instead of like a recursive for or something.
Hmm.
And it's like, man, please.
Well, man, that really does suck. But I'll remind you of two things that are really important to keep in mind when you're thinking about like somebody's programming not being super great. I'll remind you that VVVVVV, like a really, that really popular indie game, is literally just one giant switch statement. And then
That's what's up.
League of Legends in the alpha version, like the first version that ever hit the public sector, was actually like 90% if else statements.
But those games came out.
That is true. And so that's why I'm like, well, what the hell happened with Yandere Simulator? He must have just gotten dejected or something.
I
You know what I
don't
mean?
know. Also, hi, Saba.
Hi.
I thought you said you might not make it to the stream.
I know, I don't know how long I'll be here, but I needed a break.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ugh.
I don't know. Does someone want to ping Adrian?
Sure.
Because I know, because Grant already says that Carrie's going to be here in a little bit, but just pinging Adrian just in case. Oh, excuse me.
I hope we finish it this time.
Did you
Regardless of-
guys not finish it? Because I left early last time.
No,
I don't know
Apparent-
if
No,
I-
we got a
apparently-
bit left.
So the thing that we finished in the last stream, we finished where I thought the case was gonna end with Adrian Andrews. We like finished that with pretty
Right.
much impeccable timing. Apparently, according to Adrian, there's like a little bit less than half the fucking case left
What?
in
Yeah,
something
I
completely
talked to Zach
different.
about that too. Yeah, it's like,
This is still the same day, though, huh?
don't forget that this is the last case of the game, Grant. So,
Wait, this is the last case? I thought the next case was the last case. I thought this was 4.
no, this is the last case of the game.
Oh.
See,
Same
Grant,
case.
I was thinking the same thing. I thought that the Ace Attorney games had 5 cases per, but if you think about it, remember that the 5th case of the previous
Was an
game was added in
add-on.
retroactively, so that one actually had 4, and now this one has 4 as well.
Oh, so we might be done today. Might.
Hopefully.
I mean, you say that, we're 18 minutes into the stream and we haven't started.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Hello, Carrie!
Hi, Carrie.
Is Carrie talking? I can't hear her.
Hello?
Oh god damn it! What?
Oh, there you
No,
go.
John.
we
You always start off like quiet, and then it seems
Oh.
like your mic like figures out where your voice is in the room, and then you sound normal.
You know that sounds about right for my little $20 headphones.
Which evidence, by the way, if you watch Grant's escapist video, you can hear that at the very beginning, where Carrie's very quiet, and then literally right after the jump cut, she's normal.
Yeah.
So, Carrie, I heard you like these koi fish.
Huh?
The picture I sent in the Obo stream. Apparently
Terrific.
not.
No, I said she would like it.
Oh, I thought you said she did like it.
No, she would like it.
Oh.
So you should.
The one
Tell her
that you
about
sent in Obos. What?
Yeah, an Obo stream.
Uh huh.
In chat.
Yes.
Zach, would you like to explain what it is?
I mean, should I? Are you interested, Carrie?
Sure, because I cannot for the life of me find it.
Fine.
OboStream is
That's
at the bottom in the private section.
It is not.
It is not?
Oh,
What?
I see. Okay, never mind. I
Okay.
found it. I was not looking
Have you never gone
with
into
my
OboStream before?
with my eyeballs. No, I have.
Oh,
I just couldn't figure out that that was fish. Anyways, so what was it?
what? Oh,
Just
do you see? Sorry, do you see the picture now? Yes.
yes, I see the picture.
Okay, spectacular. So, this is actually, and this is gonna be Saba's third time hearing this, so I'm sorry, Saba.
Yay.
Uh, this is actually a language.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
the guy who invented it, he calls it koi lang. It's a pun, but the
Mhm.
idea is that the ripples that you see above the fish, each line in the ripple actually represents like a consonant or vowel, like a literal like vocal syllable, and you
Cool.
go from the inside out, and then depending on where the ripple appears in relation to either the big or the small fish determines
Mhm.
its like grammatical like place in the word. And
Oh,
so if
cool.
you want to make like a big sentence with like multiple different ideas in it, you would have just like multiple collections of fish. But then if you need to connect like disparate parts of the sentence together, you just connect them via bubbles.
Oh, okay, that is actually pretty neat.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was just talking about it with Grant while we were waiting for you guys to join us, because I'm on a recent like conlang like kick, just because like world building is cool. And Grant mentioned that you had like an assignment that you had to do or something like that,
Ah,
where you had to invent the language.
yes, and it sucked.
Well, that it sucked because of your group.
It sucked because it was a group project. I would have been totally into it, and I was the one that created the alphabet, which let me see if I can find it, because I know I had a picture of it somewhere. I might have deleted it because this was like 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, part of the assignment was, yeah, we had to create our own language. So we had to go in and pick out all the sounds that we would use, and
Mhm.
then we'd try to figure out like, well, what's important in this language? So what are the words that we use like the most often? And then like within that we have to be like, well, how are like what's the political structure? Like what is important to these people? Do they live alone? Do they live with family? Do they have words for extended family? What
Economy.
exactly? What do they trade? What don't they trade? Who do they trade with? Um, and yeah, and so that one was really, oh, and then we had to go with like sentence structure and all of that. Um, it's been a couple of years, but I mean, I always thought it was just like something super, super cool to, oh shoot. No, yeah, I might have deleted it because it had just been kind of sitting in
Oh, well,
my
that's a
stuff for
shame,
forever.
unfortunately.
How dare.
Well,
in
I
the
haven't
in
used
the
it in
video
years.
that I was watching earlier today, I already told Grant about it. The guy, when he was making his conlang, he was talking about stuff very similar, where it's like what's important to the culture, what could they write on, and stuff like that. And like one of the things that he determined was that like because they were like an island nation that was kind of isolated from others, uh, their writing like medium was like vertically on trees from the top down, and
Hmm.
so that like influenced like the entire structure of his language from like that point out, and it's like, oh, that's like really cool.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
one of the things that he said that he wanted to put into his like fictional language just because it was funny to him was the idea of like, we have like singulars and plurals in English, right? You have dog and then dogs, right?
Hmm.
um, he was like, well, you can also have like specific plurals. So you could have so like an example that he said, he just kind of throws a few like syllables together sometimes to be like, yeah, this is kind of like what it'd sound like. But like if you were specifically trying to say two dog, you would say like dog do. You know what I mean? Which means two dog or something like that. So he was like, yeah, I really like the idea of there being like three versions of this, where there's a singular, there's a plural that means like a few, and then a plural that means a lot, like a lot of things. Because that middle portion where it means a few, of like a few of something, is purely perceptive on whoever is speaking at the time, and that can lead to a lot of confusion, and that's really funny. where, where like he like someone in the comments was like, dude, could you imagine going to like, I don't know, a farmer or something like that, and like you're like the market person, like you're buying stuff, and it's like, all right, how many coconuts do you have for sale today? And he goes like, a few. And you're like, okay. And then you turn around and it's like an entire warehouse just fucking chock full of coconuts, and you're like, a few. And he's like, yeah, what do you mean? I just think that's funny.
Nice.
All right. I don't know. We'll probably just get started at 9:30 regardless. Normally I'd
Sure.
want to have Adrian here, but
Yeah, for the language that we had to do a couple of years ago.
oh, I didn't realize you had more. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. I'm just trying to like remember as much as I can about it because it's been a hot minute. Because I have tried to block most of it out of my memory. um, we tried because we were given like a map with like a little section circled, and like that was going to be the region in which our people and our language was going to be taking place. So we got a very northernly section of the map. So we decided to go for like very, like, I drew inspiration especially from some Gaelic, but very like northern European kind of sounds. So a lot of harsher sounds, a lot of not glottals, stuff kind of in the back of your throat, which means that we had to figure out which sounds to use off of the phonetic chart that we had,
hmm
which sucked because one of my group mates, for the life of her, could not figure out how it worked. The
What, they
entire
couldn't figure out
semester.
couldn't figure out how the phonetic chart worked?
Well, that and I don't have the link for it anymore, but there's like a website where, yeah, it's the phonetic chart, and you can click on it, and somebody makes that sound. So if it was like a Y sound,
It would just go like, yeah.
it would go like yeah or something.
E
But you know the
E
exactly.
A E.
E. But the ah sound in ya was not actually a part of it. It was just like a method of example, but she thought it was a part of it, and that made it everything so confusing because we were like, where the hell are you getting these sounds? And this went for the entire semester before we figured it out.
Man, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
she did her best.
I could not describe to you. There's probably like only one thing greater than that I would love to fucking do, but like I would go fucking bananas if I went to a class and then the class was like, all right, for your next assignment, you gotta make a conlang. I'd be like, yo, let's go.
Con lag time.
Conlang
I wish
time.
I could retake that. I wish I could redo that project with a bunch of Lingant
Competent.
majors. Yeah, instead of just all the people in this GE class who hated
That's
the class
actually
anyway.
pretty like extreme for a GE class, like make an entire language.
Yeah, the professor, he's kind of not. I refer to him as a stinky bastard man more than once, but
Yeah, my room's messy. Sorry. Hold on, guys.
but he was good. I had him for another upper division class for like anthropology. He expected a lot for a 200 level class, but his upper division class is good. Because, those are the people who actually care about anthropology.
Right.
Yeah. Which,
There you
that's
go.
fair.
Alright, let's get started. I should still be streaming.
It is no longer Edge Wide podcast.
The Edgewide
Dang.
podcast has decided for now.
Rest in peace.
Shit.
Saba. Rip.
I got it. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Sniffle. Sniffle.
There, Pearls.
I can't take it anymore!
Jumps out.
It's a one-story building.
It's like the airplane scene. Pearl, you've got to calm down. And just beats the
Just
shit out
slapping the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Just like a
Everything's
line of all the
fine.
characters. Like just
It's Mia's there. Maya's there.
Maya's there. She does like a spin and she poofs into Mia, who also slaps her. There
Short
we
is
go.
there and he has a gun.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I just had to correct Edge Wide a little bit.
Edge Wide is also there.
He's
Edge.
intimidating her. He's why she's crying.
Hello. I did. Oh, actually, there was something that you said before that I was thinking about that was like really interesting because you know, obviously like for like the conlang stuff, one of the things that the guy said in the video was that like, yeah, you gotta think about like, you know, obviously like what they would have, but also like the climate could also affect what their language is. And he specifically said something about cold cultures, where a lot of cold cultures, their language comes from the back of the throat because physiologically, when you speak from the back of the throat, the breath that comes out of your mouth is warm,
It's warm.
as opposed to from the front of your mouth where it's cold. And if you're in a cold fucking place, you don't want it to be more cold.
Well, I only care about cult culture.
Yes, I know you do.
Anyway.
No, babe.
Look.
Anyways.
It'll be alright. Everything may still work out.
It might be okay.
Okay, I back. I
Alright.
got invaded.
Did you kill the guest?
I can't, unfortunately.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you end the bloodline?
What'd you say?
There you go. That was the
I
line.
said, did you end the bloodline?
The
Oh,
condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict. Did we do that?
Did you get a guilty
we-
verdict?
No, because he said complete acquittal, not guilty. And also, he didn't say not guilty. And so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. On Guard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Wonderful. Cheer up. You don't have time to stand around crying. We gotta get
Wonderful.
going.
Crying children. My
Wait.
worst nightmare. You're right. Mystic Maya is in much more pain than I am.
Jesus.
We
He's
can fix
dying.
that!
Oh my
God.
god.
Dislocate her tiny shoulder. It's like, there
You're
you go.
horrible.
Now you can cry. That's the most fucking horrible thing I've said.
Good God.
Well, we're gonna cancel Zach now.
No! I get
Cancel
canceled every
OboTolken.
stream!
Zach is over party.
No! Hey, you
Hey,
guys!
yeah, hey, you guys. Glad I caught you, pal.
How are you in our office?
Mr. Scruffy Detective.
I came in
Oh,
through
boy.
the window.
Looks like Detective Gumshoe
Yeah, it does look like
has
a Jack
been dubbed Mr. Scrubby Detective in books, Pearl.
What?
Shut up.
Writing that down on the misspoken words by Zach.
It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now. And I came to talk to you, pal.
Excuse me. You can call me Mr. Dick.
My friends call me Dick.
But we're kind of busy right now. Okay, because we're talking. So, what are you gonna do from now on?
What do you mean, pal?
Well,
I get fired every other day.
you've been fired,
Or
right?
my
So
salary
you don't
gets
have a new
deducted.
job lined up yet? Dude, that'd be fucking hilarious if that was actually like what happened. He constantly gets fired and then he just gets rehired again so he loses all of his like promotion money.
Oh no. Oh,
What am I supposed to do now, pal? I don't have anything going in at all until my next payday.
What are you talking about? You don't have another payday.
I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal.
We make no money! Hello,
You're gonna
Adrian.
make even less money.
Hello, my alarm didn't go off for some reason.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Uh-oh, sisters.
Say what?
You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. Unguard's innocence all day, right?
Well, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal.
So you're a PI now.
Yeah. I've got lots of experience in investigating, watching over people's places, and,
I just,
well, that's all the
I
experience I
just
have.
thought about the name Dick Gumshoe Private Investigator sound like it would be a porno alter ego.
Private Dick Gumshoe investigator.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to make really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it all.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things here.
Okay. By the way, what's your best dish?
Potion of mud, pal.
Hell yeah. Perfect. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods?
What do you mean?
Speaking of cheap, unhealthy food, I'm hungry again. Now that I have
Oh my
fucking,
God.
now that I have fucking food in the house, I'm constantly hungry.
Speaking of cheap and unhealthy,
Okay.
my tummy
That was the
hurts
first
anyway.
time I've ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like, he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed her. Really?
I missed this.
Oh yeah, you did miss that, dude. I forgot about
Oh my
that.
God.
Towards the end of the trial, Edgeworth was like, "Listen, you're either gonna talk because Adrian was pleading the fifth, and Edgeworth was like, yeah, if you don't talk, I'm gonna reveal your big secret to the world, and I don't give a fuck if that means you're gonna kill yourself."
Oh my God.
He said that? That's horrible.
It's true.
But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally.
The truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I still think there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing.
You mean about that thing, pal?
Yeah, like, what is the whole deal with her just, like, running really fast and then doing a huge vertical leap up into the air? That's not reasonable.
I don't know. She's been trained by the best, though, clearly.
8-foot vertical leap.
She keeps knocking people into the air and then shooting them with her freeze gun and using them as a platform to get up to higher ledges.
It's crazy. Absolutely.
Why would she want
seems
to...
like
No, I mean, almost need to frame Mr. On Guard.
every time she jumps, she leaves little circular balls down that explode shortly after.
Excuse
He
you,
took
that's
out half the courtroom.
that's a Smash Brothers reference.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So is mine.
Anyway, I couldn't figure that out from anything she said it all that day. What?
And you're saying that testimony was a lie?
Not a lie per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye.
Oh, Transformers.
Or Adrian Andrews is a transformer.
Da, 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 da.
Or
Watch as she
that's
transforms
what.
into the murderer.
Oh, my dream. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe.
Yeah, that's such a dirty trick. Even the woman prosecutor was better than that.
Franziska von Karma. I don't agree, because Franziska von Karma would have fucked this case like 3 days from Sunday. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information about her condition? Has she been properly ventilated? Wasn't she shot this morning?
Have
Did
you
she-
guys seen Spy
If that's
Hard?
what you mean by properly ventilated, then yeah, she's been shot.
Is she still in a
Oh, God.
fucking wheelchair?
She's in a fucking wheelchair.
the fuck is Spy Hard?
It was a fucking comedy movie, and there's this one bit where these guys are in jail because this guy's in jail, and he's going to be executed if this one person he hurt is actually dead. And so he's in the jail, and the police like answer the phone. He's like, all right, well, let me know if his condition changes. Hangs up the phone. He's dead. That's it. That's
I
the
remember.
joke.
Is that the one with the fireplace?
Or wait, no, is that Top
That's
Secret?
Top
Never mind.
Secret, Top
That's
Secret,
Top
yeah.
Secret, not Spy Hard. What was Spy Hard? Was that with
I don't
Leslie
remember.
Nielsen?
I don't remember. I've only
You
seen
sound
Top
like-
Secret, not Spy
You
Hard.
sound like crazy people. I know that you're talking about movies, but it's just hearing people be like, "Was that Spy Hard? No, that was Top Secret. Are you sure that wasn't Quantum of Solace?" Like, I just like the idea of me. Like, no, that was Burn After
Are you
Reading. That's
sure
the
that
one you're
wasn't
thinking
Knives
of.
Out? Are we sure?
Knives
Yes,
Out is not
Spy
a
Hard was
spy
the one with
movie.
Leslie
Fuck
Nielsen.
you.
What about
But
So,
you
Spy?
like-
remember they did that exact thing with the phone call, and she's dead.
What about Spy
Or
Kids
she's
3?
alive.
That
I
is
can't
true.
remember by this
Bro,
point.
Spy Kids
It was
3 Game
good.
Over?
Yeah.
Does anyone
Nice.
remember
Bro,
Spy
the
Kids
guy?
4? With the guy.
Guys,
fucking,
Lion
The
King
guy?
what was the
one
name?
and
What was the
one
name
and a
of what was
half.
the name of that actor?
He
Elijah
was-
Wood?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Elijah
he
Wood.
was-
That was that was before
Frodo?
he got Frodo, right?
He was the Lord of the Ring.
Yeah,
Frodo?
No, he was
yeah.
not the
Frodo?
Lord of the Ring. That's the whole point of the book.
It was Frodo, Lord of the Ring?
He was the guy.
Read the line.
Ms. Von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by Pistol Pal.
She was shot again? Oh.
But she's going to be fine, right?
Yeah, she got shot and then she got in the hospital and then they shot her while she was in her wheelchair.
Technically,
We gotta
she did
get this bullet out.
with shots.
She gets shot, hits her leg, so she's in a wheelchair, and then like there's another drive-by shooting or whatever, cause like she's like so determined to like go to the trial in her wheelchair, and they shoot the tire of the wheelchair, and so they're like, ah shit, and so they put her in the wheelchair in a larger wheelchair.
In a double wheelchair.
I'm in a double wheelchair. I mean,
That's
Edgeworth said
pathetic.
she was in stable condition, but
Well, yeah, she's being kept with the horses right now, so she's okay and still hanging in there.
Then they shot the
They should be
horse.
done
and then they shot
should
the
be done.
horse, and now the horse is in a wheelchair.
in a wheelchair. So she's probably resting at the hospital.
So this isn't like character lore or anything like that, but I do like universal lore of like the universal medical response to getting injured is to put them in a wheelchair. Like you got a headache, you got migraines, wheelchair. You're dehydrated, wheelchair. You're
Wheelchair.
suffering from hypothermia, wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
There's no ramps to
Get
the
in a
hospital.
wheelchair. Let's
There's
solve
no
all your problems.
no. That's how they dismiss you from the hospital. They're like, all right, you have to be in this
Throw you
wheelchair,
off.
and then they wheel you down the stairs, and they're like, all right, get the fuck out of here, because you can't get back up.
They just dump your body off the stairs and you fall down.
It's like a Family Guy bit.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, I was just imagining a Family Guy animation.
Which one?
What? Are you gonna visit her, pal?
No. Well, I was kind of thinking about it. I
Wait,
don't know.
wait,
To visit, he has to be in a wheelchair.
Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you?
At what
I could
point?
change that though.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
Kalima, Kalima,
Oh,
Kalima, Shakti de. Pulls it out. It just said the heart just goes objection, objection, objection.
Objection. You look like she was being tortured to death, not being able to not be in a wheelchair. So maybe it would be good for her if you went and let her whip you for a bit, pal.
You know, from her wheelchair.
Yeah,
Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick.
that's how she gets around. She whips objects and pulls herself towards them, you know,
Yeah.
Like
with
Indiana
a wheelchair.
Jones.
But with the wheelchair.
I'm definitely not going.
Let's see. The name of the hospital. Oh yeah,
The Hoti.
OT clinic.
Man, there really is only 4 locations in this entire universe. The name sends a chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi.
Oh, looks
No,
like
I think it
woke
could
up
physically
just
hurt
in
a lot,
time.
actually.
Once you're put in a wheelchair.
Yeah, wheelchair.
Look, it's my attorney's badge.
Oh, it's a little tarnished, don't you think, pal? Don't worry, I'll make it all sparkly, shiny
He
again.
spits on it.
I'm really touched.
He opens his mouth, his tongue extends out and grabs it from your
Oh
lapel.
my
Just like,
gosh.
Oh god.
But like it's shiny as hell.
yeah, he spits it back out and it sticks perfectly back on, but shinier, and he's like, oh.
From what the guard told me, it sounds like along with Mr. On Guard, Miss Andrews is also being detained here.
Along with our guard, I'm glad to be
Then we should talk with them since we're here. You said it, I don't know. And we don't have time to waste.
To be in a wheelchair, don't worry.
The plot demands it.
Wow! Everybody looks really busy with something or another.
Hey.
Oh,
Kermit.
No, it's a
Kermit.
detective.
Oh, detective.
Hurry
Hey.
up with that, will you? Oh,
No, go ahead, go ahead.
okay. Pass that victims list around.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. There's over 100 people on here.
Mr. Nick? Is Mr. On Guard really that big and bad of a criminal? My goodness.
He's part of the top 1%.
Should die.
Eat the rich.
Who keeps putting all these people in wheelchairs?
They keep shooting only at the legs.
And the spine. Oh, God.
Yes, are you here to visit a patient? Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes.
This
Carry
is
me.
Director Hottie.
Oh.
Oh.
But
Hey,
I wasn't
man.
expecting this.
Why am I here?
Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Oh, oh. Oh, you're the man from this morning. Yes, what is it? Egg. Egg.
Don't worry, we put her in a wheelchair.
Director, Franziska. How is Franziska von Karma?
You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good wheels. Because you see, I personally taken good care of her wheelchair. Yes, inflating with my own personal pump. Yes, yes, the wheelchair is going well.
God. Wheelchair.
It's just wheelchairs.
Wheelchair.
There's like a huge black stain that's infecting her shoulder. Her clothes are all still red, but she's in a wheelchair now.
Oh God.
You have my
She's
gratitude.
not hooked up to anything.
She's
But it's just a wheelchair.
she's just dead.
Kill me. Right.
Try to kill me. She looked so pitiable and absolutely terrified. Yes, kept begging for something called surgery. But I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all, and she lost. Oh, and when I snuck up on her real secret, like, she would scream really loud, "Don't put me in a wheelchair," she said.
I see.
No, she'd scream, "Don't put me in a wheelchair. What are you doing? I have a shoulder injury," she said. But she's really cute too. When I do that, she'd whip me with her whip. You know, some people pay for that. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I get used to it. That guy in the back's like, "Why the fuck don't I have a wheelchair?"
The sleeves hide it. Go back to your room. Those are
They
bandages.
start bleeding red. Oh, God. From not being treated with anything but a wheelchair.
Dude, that
With anything but a wheelchair, yeah.
dude, I like the idea of that guy in the back who like has the broken leg and two like clear clutches. He's like,
He
what,
just
what
gave
the
him
fuck? Yeah, he's the only guy in the hospital that actually needs a wheelchair. Just like, what the fuck? He sees everyone else with a wheelchair.
Sorry, we're out of wheelchairs.
Yeah, can't do anything. He's like,
mean?
what? Get him in the wheelchair, guys.
That's it. Okay, alright, yes. It's time for my 4 drops. Yes.
Bullshit, guys. Why can't I get a wheelchair?
And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix, right?
Ah! I knew I shouldn't have come here.
They're for the wheelchair.
They're for the wheelchair that you're not in because you're standing, I guess?
She's
No, she's
standing
very
on top of the wheelchair.
Also, how tall is she?
Well, she's taller now. She's standing on the wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. Naturally, I was put in a wheelchair. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time.
I'm about to
Look
say,
at
it's
what
been a
happens-
day and you're already up and about. Are you fucking kidding?
Look what
She's a
happened to
Von
my
Karma.
dad. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning.
But that would have been too much for you.
There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know?
Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was, ow, my fucking shoulder. He was so unyielding, one has to wonder
Isn't
if
that
he
her
was
left
simply
shoulder?
interested. Oh yeah, it's my
She still
right
turned her
facing.
body.
She
Yeah.
did still turn her body.
Interested in stealing my case.
It was the only logical course of action given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder.
And you were wheelchairless.
Yes, and with the wheelchair, but by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you in that irresponsible deal you made while you were in a wheelchair.
The wheelchair was in her shoulder.
Oh my god.
You were shot by a
no.
wheelchair with a
Such a
wheelchair.
weird meta.
All right, this is all right. I'm putting a
Tiny
cap on this a
wheelchair.
little bit. We gotta keep it to just medical treatments, our wheelchairs, because otherwise we're gonna Uzumaki the shit out of this, where people are fucking drinking wheelchairs for breakfast. So like, I'm putting a cap on this.
Fractal wheelchair.
Wheelchairs can only
This
be
drink is
used
called
for
the
the.
wheelchair.
God.
It'll leave you in a wheelchair.
Miss Vakar.
They just smash the glass and stab you in the leg.
The drink itself is a paralyzing poison.
You made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you?
I don't know what you mean.
In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. On Guard, you told Miss Andrews to not testify in court today.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal?
You're denying it?
It looks like you were lucky, Mr. Phoenix, right? If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over.
All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime.
That isn't my problem. Whether she had tampered with evidence or not,
God, I hate prosecutors in this universe.
I have. Ah, fuck my fucking shoulder. I have only one objective: to find Angard guilty of murder.
She's actually been shot in both shoulders like multiple times, but she takes after her father, where she's like she's going up to the courthouse to like win the case or whatever, and all the people that are trying to stop her are like shooting at her, and it's that anime thing where there's just like a bunch of like like bullet like flashes around
Going
her.
around them.
However, all of the bullet flashes are blood splatters in her shoulders. She's getting shot nowhere else, just the shoulders.
I hid the second bullet wound because I didn't want to be put in another wheelchair.
The end justifies the means, Herr Phoenix, right? The end justifies the means.
Man, what a surprising thing for a German to say. Miss Von Karma. Miss Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then Mr. Angard will be found guilty.
And what does that have to do with me?
You're a criminal. Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end.
That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all.
God.
God.
I would shoot you in the shoulder if I could.
Man, fuck them kids.
But you had to know she was...
Ow! Oh,
Wait,
sorry.
that was me, I
Wait.
guess?
I guess. It looked like Von Karma got whipped, but okay. I think visiting hours here are about over. So, if you'll excuse me, I have to shoot myself in the shoulder.
What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off?
Probably because she thinks I had an advantage in that argument.
I'm still
Edgeworth.
standing here.
Yeah, about to say, hello, I am still standing here. Oh, I wanted to mention as well, not that I don't think that the art style of this game isn't, like, great or whatever, but I did recently come up, or like, encounter, like, a bunch of Phoenix Wright memes. Particularly, there was one involving the comedically large spoon that I thought was fucking hilarious. But they
Dude, I
had...
saw that one.
They showed what the footage looked like for the game when it first came out on, like, I guess Game Boy Advance, maybe? But, like, dude, I love that. I like that way more of everything just being, like, a little pixel arty. And I'm like, oh, man, I kind of want that.
Yeah, some of the stuff didn't translate super well into HD clarity because, you know, there's some stuff that's better left in the animation.
I agree. I feel like things get a little muddy sometimes.
Yeah.
What happened today at the trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. You don't know me! I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. I know you knew that I knew.
That you know that I know.
You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far...
Ah, but she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, right? The courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural.
By the way,
Naturally.
Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you, having emotions. Oh, this is a flashback, that is true. Do you realize how much this Pokemon card is worth?
It's worth at least 12 schmeckles.
What the fuck is a Schmeckle? That card. What in the world is it?
You wouldn't know, what a schmeckle is, Mr. Wright.
You mean this? Listen, right. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this.
Gumshoe standing right behind me, like,
No, he loves Edgeworth too much. He wouldn't tell. A special investigations team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it.
I understand. These are their stories.
Their task is to find the owner of this card. A man called Shelley the Killer.
Who could that
The man
be?
called-
I wonder.
And just as his name states, he is a killer, an assassin, the best. At
He's actually a
that.
baker.
An assassin.
The owner of this card,
Assassino.
Yukimoto.
An assassin?
So, who is this Shelley the Killer?
The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins.
Long standing?
They have been without a chair for a long time, yes.
No wheelchairs?
The
I
name
rebuked
first
the
appeared
shit out
about
of you.
100 years ago, I hear. Shelley is the professional name of the third heir to the De Killer name.
They are long standing, while I, on the other hand, am wide standing.
So because his professional name is Shelley, he leaves cards with the shell on them.
He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victim.
Okay, so he's the murderer. Great. We got
Why
him.
would he do something like that?
We think it is part of his duty to his clients.
His duty.
If he leaves a card, then his client can be assured it was he who killed the victim.
So it's kind of like when you get a delivery now and they take a picture. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients.
Excuse you?
Bless you.
So he did so Ungard did hire him.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Hapsapri. The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience.
I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing this case?
It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it. Wouldn't you agree?
Shelley the Killer, huh?
Drop a water bottle, but I picked it
Nice.
I'm glad you reported that.
up. You're welcome. Just making sure you were informed what that sound was.
Ugh. Give me 1 second. I gotta blow my nose.
I thought you killed another cockroach.
Nah,
Or spider.
man. Yeah.
Zach, are you having allergy issues? Oh, never mind. He's gone.
I thought you just started giggling out of nowhere. Off cam. Off
He
mic.
said it was gonna blow his nose.
I was just saying, if he's having allergy problems, this man needs a wheelchair.
That man needs a wheelchair.
I was not paying attention earlier. What was it that implied? Why did Zach say that Ungard was the guy who did the thing?
Oh, we talked about it last time. He predicted some things. It was
No, but,
kind
like,
of,
Did
but it
Edward just
wasn't
say something?
anywhere logical. He kind of just threw it out there.
Hello.
I mean, there are only so
Hello.
many people that we know, unless there's another agent in the game.
You are behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? You're constantly blowing your nose. Do you have allergies?
Bro, it's not that I have allergies. I apparently have really small, fucked up sinuses.
Join me in the dark dimension where your sinuses cannot hurt you.
Where's Joe Dark?
Right behind
Guess
you.
I should just have behind you.
Right
Maya,
behind you.
she's been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want?
An acquittal.
Fuck's an acquittal.
Oh, I see. I had no idea.
I've heard that word of my life.
Ah.
I love the idea of Edward just not knowing the word because he's so focused on getting convictions.
I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible and resolve this by tomorrow.
His rescue team is Gumshoe and a single Kermit.
Really?
and missile.
And
The
Missile.
doggo! Did you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to...
Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity.
Mr. Nick?
You sure?
Just kiss me already. No. There's no way you could find her. you don't even you don't have even a single lead to go on. It's a weird sentence. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way.
Right, listen. You need to know something. Juan Carita was killed by Shelley the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is Matt
Is
on
me.
guard. Your own client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this.
What is it?
The hotel
it's
right
the
now
Saba
is
show.
restricted to police personnel only. Oh, I'm tired.
It's some gum. Take a stick, Phoenix. An electro gum shocker fucking thing.
You fucking simpleton. Anyways,
Well,
As we are looking for any clues that might lead us to Shelley the Killer. Which, if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter.
this gum has 600,000 volts.
Oh man, that'd be a great gimmick of just like this one character who's just like a prosecutor who's constantly like stealing your evidence, and it's just like different comedic ways of tasering the shit out of you. It's like, hey, take a seat in this wheelchair. You look tired.
Wheelchair.
You take a seat.
Straps you in an electric chair.
In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team.
What
We'll meet
are
again
you?
if anything should happen. Now, if you'll excuse me. What am I?
The old
What did you just call me?
aka the electric chair.
Mr. Nick. Do you think Mr. On Guard hired an assassin?
Yes. Maybe he's just stupid.
Yeah, I guess not.
That doesn't make any sense given the conversation we just had, but okay.
You know what? I'm going by game.
The game's fucking
Canon.
stupid as hell. So, Maya, please. All I ask is you make it home safe and sound.
In a fucking wheelchair.
In a wheelchair!
Date blank, time blank, location, wheelchair.
I guess even kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me.
Given the context that we were just given, I don't like the idea that he left the card right next to us.
Mm,
And even though he said he was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up. Like how Nick does with everything in court.
she's not wrong.
I hate. There's a difference.
Nope. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Wow. Let me
This
just repeat
card
everything I'm
that
doing.
I just found.
Sounds like I got the door open.
When I said go, get ready to lockpick.
Okay.
Go.
Time to take a good look around.
Move out. Shelly the killer with a knife.
Hello, welcome to my knife room.
Oh my god.
Well, there's a teddy bear.
Yo, that's a huge TV.
There's a picture.
What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in Kansas anymore.
I got
Why
a
do you have a doggy
feeling-
door?
Yeah, why does he have a doggy door? Is that the door that we just came through?
No,
No.
Yeah, that's
that
not
door is
right?
behind us.
Are those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues.
That picture looks vaguely like Mia.
That way, I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here.
What
Because we have that ability
Oh.
now.
There's a framed
Oh, never
picture
mind.
sitting on this coffee table. It's a
It's not
picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty.
Oh, it's Celeste.
Excuse you, kinda pretty? What's wrong
Yeah.
with you?
It's
Yeah.
Celeste.
Hey, looks like there's something written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste."
It's real shitty handwriting.
I bet this could be a clue.
It like
I'm an
it like
ace
it like
detective.
pling into like she has like a different court record.
God.
That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa like this place? Whatever, I can't read. Just go. I think
Hello.
it's a bear. Oh, how cute!
Hello, I'm a bomb.
Oh no, but it's
You-
got a lot of cuts and slits on it.
You have 5 minutes.
I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. I can hear something ticking.
That's fucked up.
Oh hey, it's a computer. I've never really used one before.
Are you 80 years old?
Don't
Well,
forget, I live in
living
Kurain
included.
Village, the place where all the
Yeah.
spirit mediums are, which doesn't really have too much technology. I
What
have
about
no
all the
idea where
spirits
power
that
switch
exist
this
on the
whole thing
internet?
is.
Wise ass.
Cyber ghosts?
Yeah, duh.
Well, she looked like some sort of green shirt wearing asshole with a pet dog.
What?
I don't know,
Scooby-Doo
let's
and the
move
Oh,
cyber chase.
you mean Shaggy? Okay, weird. Because he's not a spirit medium. That's why I was confused.
Says you.
That's true. I figured he was just a stoner.
Drat. There goes my plan to use this somehow to get out of here.
I can't believe she doesn't know how to turn a computer on.
And she gives up.
She gives up really quickly.
Saddle dish.
Saddle dish.
What is this thing? An antenna, I guess? And this is a VCR? There's sure a lot of electronic gadgets here.
Do satellite dishes work if you put them indoors?
I don't
It
think
depends on what
so.
type of signals you're trying to receive, but under almost all circumstances, fuck no.
Well, what if you're trying to receive saddle dish signals?
Well, saddle dish
Ooh.
signals are known to be 18 times lower than what do you call it, infrared waves. So it's
There you
true.
go.
However, everything in this room would be boiled alive.
Including
Good thing I
Maya.
have heat resistance thanks to my spiritual training.
She just has like all this magic shit now.
Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before.
It's true.
Now, where's the power button? Bubbling? Phooey. It's busted.
Dude, Fooey's a good word.
Fuck.
I would so die a Happy Samurai fan. If I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this.
Shelly the
She
Killer
has
walks
to.
through the thing with a DVD of the Nickel Samurai's latest season.
Oh, Maya, care to join me?
Before I kill you.
Before I kill you for trying to escape.
I see you are a culture as well.
Ack! I can't believe I just made a joke about dying of all things considered.
Hey, I mean, would that really matter? Because apparently it doesn't.
Look at all his NES cartridges over there. Must be a huge fan.
Whoa,
They're-
gamer.
So dark in here that I can barely see, but
They're all copies of Super Mario 64.
He
Oh
must
my
be
gosh,
a
I'm
video game
great.
reviewer.
these kind of feel like video games. All of
Oh
them.
my god.
Video games.
Yeah.
Pro Dick
A lot of
Killer.
them seems like Mario.
Yo, dude, I love that
What kind
channel,
of room
Pro
is
to
this?
Killer. I really didn't like it when he diddled all those kids, though.
No.
Pro Dick Killer did nothing wrong.
Oh no.
Pro to Killer looked like a sock puppet, so I think he is okay to have left.
It's fair. He looked like fucking Phineas from Phineas and Ferb.
Not really.
Ugh, locked, of course.
You have a key,
When did I Is there?
or not key? The you have the card, but I guess deadbolt.
Oh, you want me to answer that, Grant? And it doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only I was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through there.
You fucking fat piece of shit.
I'll just have to break the door down, and she just fucking punches it off its hinges.
Oh, this simply will not do. I cannot have you wandering around at will.
Yeah!
Oh my god!
It seems I'm covered in red sauce. That your Mr. Right is truly concerned about you.
He is?
He donated all his blood trying to get to you. For now, I suggest you remain cooperative.
That'd be a really great way for like a murderer to like logically like cope with the fact that they're killing people. Be like, yeah, they donated their blood and entrails to me.
He'll be fine though. He's in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair.
If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you.
Ways? You mean?
Dead men tell no tales.
Yeah.
That's how the saying
Pirate.
goes, correct?
Oh yes, pirates. Dead?
Duel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Target.
What the fuck?
Oh, have you not seen that Vine?
No.
I'm
No.
almost
Alright, I
certain
gotta
that I
find
told
it
you in our
then.
first meeting. I am a pirate.
Yes.
No, no way, you're lying. I mean, a pirate?
What the fuck
He
happened to
unscrews his
you
hand and there's a
reading
hook there.
what the game says, Saba?
Well, this is stuff I actually care about, Zach, unlike the other stuff you were saying. And it's because you were saying it, so.
Yes.
If you weren't 50% of this conversation, I'd beat the shit out of you.
He takes off his monocle and there's an eye patch underneath it.
Ha!
I mean, let's be honest, he's already halfway there with the monocle.
People are not always who they appear to be.
Yeah, there you go. We got a character now.
Neat!
Yar.
Alright, there it is.
I can't deal with pirates, Nick.
He unscrews his fake hand and there's a hook underneath it.
Yes.
Mr. Nick.
Huh? Oh, yes. Pearls. Got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation.
Mr. Icarus has left. You know.
I guess for now, I have no choice but to believe in Mr. On Guard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too.
Let's go. Okay.
Let's go!
Oh, let's go.
Hey. Oh.
The benches are
Let's
just
go.
all wheelchairs stuck together.
Gumshoe,
a
what are you
wheelchair.
still doing in my office?
He's working for
He
you.
lives there now.
Yeah, he's cleaning up
chilling.
stuff.
I'm big chillin'.
Oh, I saw
Right.
that. Carrie, I
He's
think, somewhere.
vibing.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm
Well, he
just
is
vibing
just
here.
I'm just vibing.
March 22.
What if I just shaved
detention.
my head nearly bald before I went to North Carolina?
Dude, there's a guy
Then
on YouTube
Tape
that I
your
watch.
parents' reaction. I want to
There's a guy-
see it.
There's a guy on YouTube I watched that like did a poll if he should shave his head and everyone said yes, so he shaved his head but left like enough hair to make the avatar symbol.
Nice.
Yo.
Nice.
That's
See,
what's up.
that's pretty good.
Oh, I'm sorry, but busy hours are over for today.
What the fuck happened to that Kermit?
He's been baking in the sun too long.
The
It's
screech is
melting.
melting into my vocal cords.
it's the hyper infrared waves. They're boiling him.
The saddle dish waves.
You see, that's not a camera, but a mutator wave gun.
Oh no.
Serve the goat cheese.
Too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the.
You're Mr. Right, you say. Oh yeah, there's a message here for you quickly before I melt completely.
It sounds like he's on the verge of tears.
Miss Piggy,
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Miss Piggy and her 40,000 husbands.
God.
A message.
It's from Mad on Guard. Ah, here you are.
What did he write? Is it something really important?
She takes
I don't
it
know,
and
but it's
looks at
real
it really
blurry.
intently, and then she's like, "Oh yeah," and hands it to Phoenix.
I can't read.
It is very blurry.
I don't know. Well, let's see what it has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I've got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden?
On Guard, just like, what the fuck's that impression of me, bro?
This is my impression. Go fuck yourself.
Oh my god, it's him. It's Martin McFly.
That's
God.
true. Oh, Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
So you actually have. So actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shoe, and then I have this shoe made of cats.
Oh no.
I didn't put a lot of food, put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright?
Conveniently.
I about to say,
Why
wow,
did you book
amazing.
a room?
This is terrible. Let's hurry. We have to feed his cat.
Shu's made of cat.
Cat shoes, banana
I'm
shoes.
sure poor Shu's stomach is growling by now.
Yeah, I guess. Jammed into a pocket. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on his cat. Alright. Man, they couldn't just make that available from here, huh?
They sure could,
Never.
because that'd be too simple.
Wait,
You
Gotta
gotta go to
walk
the
at
hotel
least
lobby.
4
and
hours.
That's a
God.
other thing.
All right now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to for Mystic Maya's sake.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have the fucking the
Case.
thing.
You shall not pass.
Oh,
oh god.
Mr. Old Bag.
Takes off the helmet, it's not old bag, it's like a demon king. It's like,
The fuck is a pity fogger? Did she collapse?
It's old bag.
she's fucking dead. Keep your hands off
She
me.
can't die.
This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no airs gets in and no air gets out.
I
Yeah, it
like
doesn't
the
make any
idea if
sense.
she's like, don't fucking touch me, I'm ascending right now.
I'm projecting.
No one talk to me. I'm angry.
No, and damn it.
She has a cup that says, don't even talk to me until after I've ascended.
It's like from Grant. It's from Knives Out. My
My house.
well, my
My-
my rules. Well, sorry. My coffee, my house, my
rule,
ascension.
My rule. My ascension.
Why do you keep putting it on?
Something you can get me to move a silly question. You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by.
Impossible.
I'm not hearing this. Alright, goodbye. It just says living room! It doesn't say Matt on guard's house!
You just sidestep her and just keep going.
She can't see shit in the helmet.
Sure is dark.
She's just yelling and she thinks that you're still there.
God.
I'll go turn on the light.
What? Who the fuck is that on the far left?
Left?
On the far left.
Wait, the door has a cat.
That's
Oh wait, 'cause
himself?
he has a cat.
He does have a cat. that
Nice
is
going,
true.
Carrie.
Far left is himself, the far right is the Steel Samurai, the Pink Princess, and the Evil Magistrate.
Oh, was that what the evil magistrate looked like?
Probably. That's my guess anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. That makes
Wow, so this is what a star's house looks like. Must
I
be
wonder what the plate in
nice
the
to
fan
be
translate
rich.
to.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shu, the kitty cat.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen if I walk under this giant motorcycle suspended by string.
It is really confusing though, because it's like, isn't, I don't know, doesn't, is Will Powers also rich?
sense. Yeah, I'd say
I mean,
so.
they kept saying he get paid for peanuts, but he is also still an actor.
That's what I mean. They're being paid, they're being hired by literally the same studio for effectively the same job, yet Matt appears to be rich, whereas Will was not.
I mean, Will was considered like a C-list actor, I guess, because he was too horrifying looking, I guess.
I
or
guess
something.
so. That sounds like
I
something
would say
Hollywood
he
would
was
do.
too horny.
Oh, there was a little meow!
Meow.
Oh my god! I guess this is true.
Cat.jpg.
What a lovely cat. Hello, Shu.
I
Oh,
have been
that
given
was
Pixel's father.
another thing from the conlang videos that I was watching earlier today. Was that a lot of like really fucking old languages just would take whatever sound the animal made and name them that. And everybody's
Yeah.
heard of this already, but like the ancient Egyptian word for cat is meow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm
the-
like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
The Vietnamese word for it is meow meow.
Nice.
Isn't the Japanese word meow?
Well, that's this word.
That's the noise that it makes.
That's the noise it makes. It's
Yeah, the
neko.
Japanese word is neko. Yeah.
Oh, duh. That's right.
Come on, Carrie.
I fucking
We
forgot.
Get with the program.
Come on, Carrie, learn to weeb.
You should get into it. It's part of your culture.
This cat
God.
seems to like pearls.
Pardon me.
Pardon me.
Oh my God.
Oh, I fucking called it. Look at this Frankenstein looking asshole.
Man, it's really frustrating because I know it's dramatic irony because we're the
Who
player or
could he
whatever,
be?
but
May I help you
could've
with
done
something,
this?
Mister?
what happened to your
I'm not-
accent?
What are you talking about? I'm not a pirate.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. On Guard's lawyer.
The Masters. Then you must be Mr. Right.
Like, I find it fucking ridiculous that you don't recognize this guy. And I know that's probably like a joke in universe or whatever, but that's so fucking dissonant to me. How many people do you see in the world that have a skunk haircut and then a fucking vertical scar down their entire goddamn face?
Don't fucking judge. I just like Philip Pugh.
Hey, man.
He's my favorite
Yes.
character.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to meet your wonderful self. I am the family butler, John Doe.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
You know, not a pirate.
And.
Nice to meet you.
Aw. Cat.
Really? This is it? Okay.
I mean,
Hello, Shelly.
there we go.
You must know all sorts of things about Mr. On Guard, right?
Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. He definitely
Me,
didn't
on the
do
other
it.
hand.
Me, on the other hand, I have loads of these cards. Like, he tries to make it as obvious as possible, and then Phoenix still just doesn't pick up on it.
It's
Care
like,
to play
oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Phoenix?
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh!
And, anything else?
No, not especially. It is not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master of his affairs.
Hmm.
He was
How
having an
typically-
affair.
How typically butler-like, as it were.
Butler?
Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence?
Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year.
And, anything else?
No, not especially. It's not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master of his affairs.
It's not
Yep,
appropriate
that's
for
it.
butlers to speak, and he just doesn't say anything anymore.
You see a new stitching go horizontally across his mouth, just like.
Oh
fucked
God.
up.
Which I'm like, I don't even know why he has that. I don't even think there's an actual like reason
I-
for that.
It is
No, there
literally.
is.
It is
Or-
literally just to make him more suspicious.
I thought there was an actual story behind it.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, about to
Well,
say
I
on
might be
the
wrong,
Jello
then.
Apocalypse stream they talked about it. I mean,
Right, well,
whatever, but
And then Zach proceeded to tell me all about it.
dude, what do you want me to say? It's cool. I would have thought Mr. On Guard kind of have a maid over a butler. It's true. I believe that.
So are you gonna have him testify?
Probably.
Would
They're
that-
gonna have the cat testify.
Wouldn't that be
Oh.
fucking nuts if we had John Doe testify? It's a very cute cat you got there.
it is my duty to take care of him. Master rather fancy shoe.
Then why would he send me back here to feed his cat?
Bum bum bum.
And, anything else?
No, not especially. It's not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family Garfield.
Well then, I guess I don't need this scrap of paper anymore.
What the fuck?
We just throw it away.
You
He
Like
just
just
garbage.
throws it on the ground.
Man,
We
it's
throw the
it.
garbage away.
Man, that wouldn't be useful later to prove that this guy's not who he says he is.
well.
Never.
I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now.
Oh, we should probably get going ourselves.
Did we even feed the cat?
So young and yet already so accomplished. A master of law.
I think the implication is that now that we know that there's a butler here, the butler's been taking care of the cat, but still. But there's also a lot to be proud of him being a butler, in charge of the house and all.
Thank you for the compliment, sir. People are not always who they appear to be.
Wink.
Dun, dun, dun.
He can't wink.
He's constantly winking.
With both eyes. No, if you'll
Yeah.
excuse me.
He jumps
Meow.
on the motorcycle and drives out.
Drives around up the stairs and up the doorway.
A giant bicycle is flying through the air.
Watch me stand under it, Nick.
That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal, and it moves on its own.
Really? Wow.
But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly.
Oh, that's too bad.
What's
Pearl
the
is just like,
fucking
what?
point?
Pearl is just like, watch as I stand right under it. Oh, look, the butler's back and he's got giant scissors.
He's got comically large scissors.
There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick.
Yeah, we won't go through it.
I bet it's for Mr. On Guard's cat to use.
Oh, you mean shoe?
The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it. There's a horror series that died a long time ago, like I think on either the PS1 or the PS2, called the Clock Tower series.
Yes.
Yes.
The Scissorman.
I fucking love Scissorman because it doesn't make any fucking sense in any real case of the word, except that scissors are scary.
It's just Scissorman. It's just little Angus Young and a big pair of scissors.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the guy who just has a big
Scissorman.
pair of scissors and then you defeat him several times by like throwing a blanket over him?
Yeah. And
well,
then he
you
like
could do
falls
stuff to
off the
like,
clock
yeah, you
tower.
could do stuff to like delay him, but yeah, you also defeat him. Clock Tower 1, you have the option of like, I think it's like a shotgun, but you have to like keep shooting him, and that doesn't make any sense given what's revealed about the Scissorman later. And I'm like, what?
Isn't he just a dude?
Yeah, he's just a dude that puts on like a cloak and mask and has these like giant pair of scissors. And so it's like you look at some of the kills that you do earlier to defeat him, and it's like you set him on fire and you shoot him multiple times with a fucking shotgun and like all this other stuff. And then retroactively in later games they were like, oh, those were rubber bullets, or oh, the cloak gives him fire resistance. And I'm like,
nah.
I'm
Couple
like-
hours in a wheelchair, he's fine.
couple hours in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to it are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate.
Hey, you're right.
They fought in many battles against the backdrop of Neo-Old Tokyo.
Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. I mean, it seems reasonable. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? What's with me and feeling inferior today?
Hmm?
What? Pearls just shows up and she's like, "Are you okay?"
You want to talk?
Are you good?
Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here.
It's actually a fireplace if you're not a weirdo.
How are they different, Mr. Nick?
You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it.
You should come and visit Fay Manor then. I'll show you one when you do.
Man, I kind of don't want to go back there.
I definitely won't push you
You
straight
don't want
into
to
it.
visit me, Mr. Nick?
Do you even live at Fay Manor anymore? Does anybody live at Fay Manor anymore? Because they're all dead.
True.
They're all dead
I
or
mean,
in
they're-
jail.
No, like
I'm
when we
dead?
saw when we went there, there were supposed to be people training. They were just off screen.
Oh,
Those are
that's
the
true,
invisible
yeah.
people.
Alright, back to the hotel lobby. Hi, I don't want to talk to you literally at all, so I'm just gonna present you with this.
You're stuck with me now.
Maybe I have to show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. This old bag, if you would look at...
What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of...
It just says M.
Edgy poo.
Why would it say M?
It's a letter.
I mean, of all letters to pick.
It's funny.
Is that her perfume?
We have fun here.
Pheromone d'amour, I smell.
It's a natural Let's see here.
It's my natural musk.
Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct his investigation? Yours truly, Miles Edgeworth.
Yours truly.
That man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because Edgy Poo said so, you understand? I just thought of something I have to do. Remember, no messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook.
She crumples it up and swallows the letter.
Bye.
I will absorb its power.
It looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth.
That may
When
be,
you're not
but you don't know.
safe.
But you know nothing's gonna come of it.
You know nothing.
That's what I mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared.
Not in America.
What? Rip table talk.
Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue our investigation.
She keeps using her spiritual super jump to slap me in the face.
God.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
Ray gun.
What?
More
What
Pokemon.
now?
The dude, the text box said it was the ray gun talking.
My
Is
God.
that what it said?
Yeah, it said
The
ray
president?
gun. Ray gun.
You can't go into on-guard room today.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
What?
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear?
I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer.
So don't go in there. Set one foot in there and you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag.
And a million Kermits. You walk by the room and you just hear, put the fire out, put the fire out quickly before they get here.
Quickly before someone notices.
Oldbag is gonna kill us, I swear to God.
Did you see what happened to the last Kermit that pissed her off? And they just turn to the wall where it's like the nuclear blast thing, but it's just an outline of a
Like
Kermit.
the shadow.
Looks like we're the only ones
The outline of
here.
a Kermit and soot.
And yet, the hotel seems busy somehow. There's a lot of invisible people.
Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer.
Tequila. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna lie. So remember how I was saying like I was confused by like the picture that Lotta took? I thought that these big circular fucking flower things, I thought they were on Karita's side. I literally thought that this was
Nah.
flipped, which is why I
All
was
other
like, oh,
shit
that's
is-
weird.
That all these shit is Karita's.
Hey, city boy.
Can I just skip her?
No. You're stuck with me now. I'm your problem.
Lotta, you're still here.
Reckon course. An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah?
She's like, wrecking
And
course.
this hotel has that aura of mystery.
Are you about to say that she
Right.
tears up like a racetrack?
No, I was gonna say, wrecking curse, and then she just hexes you.
Oh! Dude, that's some fucking vegan voodoo shit I can get behind. However,
Vegan
should we
voodoo.
really be giving that to Lotta?
She doesn't need more power.
Well, what are the effects of the wrecking curse?
Makes you a fucking
Anything
hick.
she wants.
Yeah, it makes you talk like with a southern accent.
Wrecking curse. Oh, well, shoot, dude. I can't handle this.
Oh, well, shit, man.
Got myself a
And-
wheelchair.
You know, like something's always about to happen.
Saba!
I'm in a fucking wheelchair.
Hold on one second. Let me fish something out that'll help you right now. She like reaches into her afro. She pulls out a wheelchair.
This let me get over the wrecking curse real quick.
God
You're gonna
damn
need
it!
You're gonna need it by the time I'm finished with you.
Now we need to find a character who invented the all-purpose wheelchair.
It's Director Hottie, clearly.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't like how that fits, because he's the only character that's associated with the medical clinic.
But do you have a camera?
Right, given. What?
The wreck
A
curse given, the wreck curse
gotta
taken
have
away.
cameras out. Cameras out there like country girls make do. So I'm hanging around
No!
here. Wow, what's wrong?
I hate that meme.
Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Do you have my? Give me my fucking my mouse back.
My mop. Give me my
Why
mop.
can't you drop that thief thing already? Man, I'm gonna have to talk to you. I want to ask you about the night of the murder.
What? You're really gonna shell out the bucks for the info I got? Well, kinda, but
Brace yourself. I just don't want to talk to
hang
Lana.
around here
Is she
the
gonna
entire
be?
time, you know? Do you want me to leave?
What, Carrie?
Cause I'll fucking leave.
No, I'm sorry.
Followed a few stars around,
Then I came back down to Earth.
got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them too.
Very friendly celestial bodies.
Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night.
Goldback's not the only spacefaring woman over here.
I mean, can she go through space?
Why not?
Okay.
Good question.
The security lady also wasn't in the hallway the whole time either.
I guess this means there's no one who can tell us who came and went that night.
She had some space food so she could go into space.
So about the note that was inside your camera case.
Oh, that ditty I wrote?
Yeah. Excuse me. Can I believe what you've written?
You mean the stuff about Alengard shoving his manager lady into corridor? Onto corridor.
I was about to say, don't say into. Yeah.
Ah, well, I reckon you best not be believing that.
What?
Look, I sort of wrote that on a whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind.
No, that sounds like journalism.
Whatever came to mind?
Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bull-dooders. It's just
That
bullshit.
explains the Eldritch runes on the backside of it.
God.
No.
Hey, what's with you? Why you staring at me like my grandpa used to? 5,000 years ago.
She's not immortal, is she?
She is now.
No.
Don't
We-
forget she's a vegan. She can last just as long as she's got a food source.
We keep building up the already powerful character.
They only show up. They only show the same characters.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, we had
Why do you look
we
like
had
this?
3 cases of different characters to build up.
And we didn't.
That's true, actually. No,
Hey,
we
what?
we gave Goomba some stuff.
And
Oh,
if
this is
you
Lana's line,
jump
I'm
on her
sorry.
head, you get a coin.
Oh, yeah. Hey, and why do you look like you suddenly got older, too? Or am I just shrinking here?
And excuse you, we gave Goomba a lot more powers than that. Like as soon as she leaves like your vision, she respawns.
She's just a Goomba.
Yes. She has all
Wait,
the
does that
powers of a
mean-
Goomba, which is
Does
actually
that
a lot.
mean because she can't be smushed, she has unlimited amount of coins coming off of her?
What do you mean? Of course she can be smushed.
She just
Oh,
comes
okay.
back.
Yeah, she just comes back.
God.
You if you jump on her and then look up and then look back down, she'll respawn because she left your vision. And then if you do that enough times, you'll start getting one-ups.
She's a fucking
Quantum
weeping
Goomba.
angel Goomba.
It's like a weeping angel but in reverse.
Hmm.
Oh, my baby, my $1,600 baby. What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? What is he, fucking British? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me.
Well, that's kind of how it is.
Hey, you're that redcoat's friend, ain't you? So put in a few good words to me and give me back my camera.
You want me to do what?
Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5.5, 6 hours, and I guarantee he'll give it back. It works.
That's how
every
you
time.
negotiate.
Why don't you do your own dirty work?
Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. A tabloid photographer without a camera is just a tabloid, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Keep your stuff together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow.
Oh, I have to go for a second.
Okay, I'll see you then.
And you too there, little one. Keep up the good work, okay?
Saba had to step out.
Okay.
One day you'll be as adept at eating spirits as I am.
Don't be picky about your food now. You gotta eat those spirits. Okay.
Remember, there's no flesh, so they are vegan.
And make sure you do all your homework, you hear?
What's homework?
Okay. And if you happen to find yourself a camera, make sure you bring it right to me.
Will you please just leave already? Oh, wonderful. Bears.
Bears.
Oong.
Ooh, soup.
Soup.
Erg soup.
Tried to swim in lava. Mr. Nick!
What is that
What-
otherworldly, ghastly moaning?
Oh, that's just me, sorry.
Soup.
An evil ghost.
This is your job! I don't think it's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon?
What's up, demons? It's me, your boy. Excuse me, what are you calling a demon, brat?
I just want soup.
I just want the soup. Zoinks! It's an alien!
Who are you calling an alien?
I was born here.
Look, it says
30
Raygun, see?
Billion. Yeah, it does say Raygun.
Right. Tat, 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 tat.
That's the Raygun's voice.
Rat-a-tat-a-tat-tat.
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Ratatouille.
Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here?
What is wrong with millennials today? I came down here to pay my respects to my pork wand, and you're disturbing me.
It sounds
I
like
wish-
you were masturbating with the fucking tomato juice bottle.
I was just about to press F all over his corpse.
F's in the chat for Juan Carrera.
No one's in chat. Please talk to me about the night of the murder. Just one more time.
I talked about it plenty at the trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note.
Downright
bamboozled.
humiliated.
She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. With that imbecilic look on her face. Okay, got it. Now, hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least make me sound better than that. Oh, alright.
Now I've seen everything.
But you know, I was working that night too, doing my job, minding my own business. So it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night.
Uh-huh. I was wondering if you could tell me a bit more about Mr. Kurita.
He was the most popular star, you know, especially where it counts in my book.
Well, she's been probably with a lot of people in her eternal life.
Please don't talk about this. But I
God.
heard he was lagging behind the polls against Mr. Ungard.
Oh, well, that's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all that, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be.
That's called a
Even-
supernova.
Even bigger. Just look at this mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings all his fans had for him. Feelings.
Yeah, the mountain is pretty big. It's certainly nothing to shake a stick at.
Mr. Nick,
Hmm? What is it, Pearls?
the presents. They're all bears, right?
That is
Well, you
true.
see,
Terrence
he
would
was
be in
a
heaven.
massive twink, and he knew what he liked.
Bears.
God damn it.
Same joke.
Well, more or less same joke, just from different angles. The Tower's Guardian comes in two forms, Twink and Twunk. She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All of Mr. Kurita's presents from his fans seem to be bears.
It's because you can't think of Juan without thinking about bears.
Bears? Why bears?
I'll tell you when you're older. You don't know. When my dear Juan was in training, he fought barehanded with a bear. He
Everything I
refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends.
Little known
With
fact.
Wow, what a heartwarming story.
I like the idea. Little known fact. One of the reasons they're rivals is because Juan actually played the Dickle Samurai in the spin-off.
God.
In the porn parody.
Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out, down by a river going, "Heh, you sure can fight. You too, bub.
And you
You
sure
too."
can fuck,
And
too.
then they start fucking.
Did all that really happen?
It's in his biography, bub.
What a load of crock!
So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents.
Yeah, nice. Bears.
I'm Uncle Bear, and I say it's barely 8 o'clock.
Oh no.
What is that infernal racket?
It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m., way past your bedtime.
Ugh, it startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second.
You will.
She points the actual ray gun at you, like the thing pops down and it has the noisy cricket in
It's a
it.
gun.
That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember?
Time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony.
Beep, beep, beep,
The transceiver.
beep.
Hello? Hello? Moshi Moshi?
This is not a phone.
It was not a drill.
Maya! How is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you?
It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I've heard the news. So it would seem I presented you no good.
No, Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya.
One more day. Please. All I ask for is one more day. I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time. Please.
I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else after all.
Please. Please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's alright.
Well,
What's with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello?
Large pizza, one finish right, large pizza, pepperoni, Connect 4,
Damn it.
bingo,
Did the
battleship.
transceiver suddenly break?
Excuse me,
What happened?
I don't fucking know. All of a sudden it became nothing but static.
Oh, Mystic Maya, Mystic Maya.
someone order a pizza in here?
How do you get here so fast?
The pizza place is right across the hotel.
Right, because everything is right next to the hotel.
It was in the room next door.
It's like that fucking joke from the Simpsons movie where it's like, and from Mount Springfield you can see all 5 states that border that border Springfield. It's like, what was it? It's like
It's like Arizona, Maine,
like Arizona,
Minnesota.
Maine, Detroit, and Kentucky or something like
Yeah.
that. Detroit not even being a state. Or maybe it's Michigan, but still. God, that's such a good joke. Where it's just like, all right, where is the pizza shop that we need to go to? Oh, it's right next to the hotel. All right, where's the museum? Right next to the hotel. Where's the police station? Right behind the hotel.
Right next to the hotel.
And, like,
The
and it's
hotel
like,
is the
what?
center of everything.
You look at the map and it looks normal, but then you look up and literally everything is right next to the hotel. The hotel is
God.
4th dimensional. Should probably have an electronics expert look at it. Sooner the better. Okay. Cool. That's probably a good place to hang out for today.
Yeah, we still got a bit left. The case.
I mean, we did spend,
finish it this
I want to
weekend?
say, a collective fucking hour today, just like kind of either goofing off or just hanging out. So, I think it's
This was
fine.
the section I forgot, though, Zach. Remember how I told you I thought there might have been an extra section between what I was thinking was going to happen? I think this was it.
Okay.
Did you save?
Yeah, I just saved.
Oh, okay, I didn't see.
Yeah, you can tell by the way this says 55 because it's 56 right now. But yeah. Oh yeah. See, look, 1 second. I wanted to say real quick as well. This is for Grant because we were talking about this earlier, or we were talking about something akin to this. I also started watching BNA.
Oh, I want to see that. Is it good?
Dude, it's pretty good. It's like
Nice.
some of the stuff that people like criticize Trigger for is that like the shows that they animate don't necessarily have the best story. Insert
Mhm.
Little Witch Academia. Insert like many other things.
But
It's pretty good. It's very anime though, in the sense of like you know, no spoilers or whatever, but like literally the first person she interacts with and like becomes like her partner in crime is an unkillable like god. And it's
Jesus
like, yeah, that's
Christ.
pretty anime.
nice.
As long as he's around, she's okay, sort of. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that because it was a good show, and I've been watching it over the past night or so.
Nice.
All right, so we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll finish, right? Maybe,
Maybe. Hopefully.
hopefully. Depending on how close we are to the end, I might just power through until midnight, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
I about to say we can end the stream a little bit early tonight. It's been a long day.
Have a good sleep.
Good night, everybody. Good night, stream.